Yourself a few lines.
My name is Dr. Smriti Ahuja and I'm a visiting faculty with the IP University affiliated colleges. I'm teaching human resource and technical communication to MBA, BBA, BCA batches. Apart from that, I am also mentoring students across all age groups and countries through online sessions of aspects of soft skills like ambiguity management, time management, creative writing, public speaking, and business communication etiquettes. That's all about me.
Okay. Ma'am, your expertise is on digital well-being and psychological immunity. So could you please tell me a bit about them? What are these and how are they related?
Today's topic that I have picked is psychological immunity and digital well-being. This is something we did as a part of our research in the backdrop of COVID-19. So psychological immunity is nothing but it is the ability of everyone, maybe an adult or a youngster, to actually navigate or handle the adverse circumstances through stressful situations. Now, interestingly, when there is over dependence on digital technology, what happens is the psychological immunity decreases. Now, how? So, how answer is the psychological health is affected. So the students, they get aloof from the social realms, they get glued to the screen, and slowly they start experiencing low levels of life satisfaction. And that's how the psychological immunity is impacted. And coming to the next, digital well-being.
Yeah.
So that's the solution actually. So digital well-being skills are the skills which help us to navigate through this, which help us to clear the blurred lines between overuse and responsible use of technology.
Okay. Stress or anxiety?
Yes. So so it starts in phases when there is lot of dependence. So what happens is they start feeling a fear of communication, fear of conversational skills, because there is no face-to-face communication. I totally agree that this digitalization or technology is a very comforting imperative for human life because it has transcended barriers of communication, connectivity and awareness. But at the same time, when this line is crossed, then what happens is there is procrastination that we have seen in youngsters.
Yeah.
They start giving up on tasks, they become highly indecisive. At that time, the second phase enters, so that is they start feeling low on their self-esteem. They are highly in a situation of self-doubt. So that means low confidence levels.
Right.
And then the last phase is what you started with, the anxiety. Aggression and impatience.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So it comes in phases and we have to look out for them.
So we have to practice digital well-being skills.
To understand it
Yes.
better. Ma'am, what are the ways or tips that a student can maintain digital well-being and physical immunity?
Again, so there are two answers, there are two phases. So while we are sifting through everyday nuggets of digital information, we need to practice a few things, or rather the students need to practice. One is the strategic selection of channels. So for even academic pursuit, like they cannot randomly go on YouTube or any other channel. I'm not naming the YouTube, but not randomly going through, because if you randomly actually pursue a channel, right, even for your project, it takes you to different distraction, to various advertisement or filters.
Right.
But if you have a dedicated platform for your academic project or pursuit, then the situation can be controlled. Also now there are many use of smart apps which like Rescue Time for Android, which helps you to put a timer or control settings for swifting
Screen
through
time and
Instagram
apps,
or right. So but that is temporary, I would say. The broader perspective would be to practice digital interventions or behavioral interventions. So that means mindfulness trainings, connecting to or going back to yoga for inner connection, earthing, connecting to nature. I think our distinguished chief guest also talked about going back to the nature. So there are few interventions that we can teach our children, our youngsters, basically the youth capital, so that they can become responsible and they can understand, okay, where the line is getting blurred, where they need to not cross the boundary. Yes.
Ma'am, one last question I would like to squeeze in. How are digital communications impacting the quality of students' life and challenges that they are facing?
Right. So as I said, both positive and negative. So the in between positive and negative, the answer is digital well-being and bolstering psychological immunity. So this is this is why I have chosen this platform. So this is for educators, for me also as a mentor, and I'm also taking online sessions. So my students are also connected through Zoom or MS Teams with me, right? So while we are doing this, there are 3 things which are the tenets of psychological immunity. So that's self-reliance, self-achievement and self-development. So while we are rolling out our lessons plan, while we are crafting our pedagogies within the classroom or even outside, we need to see whether these tenets are being fulfilled. Also, when we are giving them a task and telling them to go online and research, is it that they are dependent on it, or is it giving them creative freedom? So we need to roll out such policies. That's one answer. The second is in a nutshell, because this topic requires more research and a series of dialogues and discussions like this.
Yes.
But yeah, to sum it up, there are 3 P's. Yeah, promote, prepare and plant.
Okay.
So promote the awareness of this, bolstering psychological immunity, giving strength to digital well-being skills. So that's promotion in or within or outside the classroom. And second is prepare. So preparation is for the teachers. See, we cannot expect teachers to be just doing everything. Right? Yeah. So this is the second piece for teachers, how we can strengthen the teachers, how they are expected to give mindfulness trainings, which is a subject teacher of mathematics might not be even knowing about it. So it is again the duty of the decision makers, the change makers, to address this. So first they need to be equipped, and it is also a research that a teacher with a psychological immunity which is greater is able to translate or shape those ideas into the classroom successfully. And the last P is the plant. So planting a permanent sense of individual and social responsibility among learners and educators, so that the students can toy with their ideas but in a very responsible way, and we can only see great leaders coming and not dependent on AI but exceeding AI.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
You framed
your
that
nods
really
have
well.
actually encouraged me. Thank you.